What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the latest physique update from Nihat Kaya. Just 1 week into the diet phase. And his physique is changing already. And that too so damn fast. Not only does he have some of the greatest genetics in terms of how fast someone can put on muscle, it's even crazier that his waistline has stayed exactly the same. It has stayed so small during these last 2 years. When he was putting on all that muscle mass, just take a look at that front lat spread and how that pose is flowing overall for Nihat Kaya. That is a proof that no aesthetics were compromised during the off-season, and things are only getting better and better as he diets more, as he gets closer and closer to that contest-ready shape. Now for those of you guys who do not know, this is the same guy who almost took out Angel Calderon, and that was last year at Dubai Pro, at his pro debut. Now, I'm assuming these guys are going for that same show again this year as well. And I'm calling it right now. Everyone, except the champion Pearson, they are in trouble if Nihat Kaya gets his visa to compete at this year's Miss Olympia. So he's weighing 227 pounds here in this physique update. So he's gonna be making that weight cutoff for the 212 class on the dot this year. Because you can see how he has such a crispy Christmas tree even at the beginning of his diet phase. So his coach, Patrick Tour, made sure that Nihat Kaya grew, but at the same time, he stayed so damn lean. So losing 25 pounds to make the weight, to be 100% ready, he isn't gonna do that for a lot of years. Because the guy is just 22 years old. And I know he is the most exciting talent in the 212 right now. And pretty soon, he's gonna be hitting the Olympia stage, fighting for the top 3 at the Olympia. But eventually, he's gonna move on into the men's open division. So Hostile just dropped some Sherpa-lined zip-up hoodies and forged hooded jackets. So do check them out and use the code Fazi10 to get 10% extra discount. Next up, we have the most relaxed update of our reigning Olympia champion, Samson Dauda. So he has been conducting these seminars and training camps, and he's out there in Brazil right now. And we saw him and Brazilians' own favorite, Horse Md, training back together. And this is from today. So the bodybuilding fans in Brazil, they are very passionate about the sport of bodybuilding. I mean, we have all seen that now. And Samson Dauda as the reigning Olympia champion and as the biggest ambassador of the sport right now, he got an unbelievable reception. So the reason I call this the most relaxed physique update from Samson is that he hasn't been training at all since this past Arnold, and he hasn't been following any diet regime. But the man still looks so damn insane. Now for a professional bodybuilder who has been prepping literally for 6 months, 2 weeks off, that isn't much time at all to lose a lot of muscle or a lot of size. But the way Samson Dauda keeps his body composition so damn insane, that is nothing short of impressive. So there is gonna be another week of completely resting from everything and not trying to be a professional bodybuilder. And even after that 3rd week, only the training is gonna start. Because this is gonna be a 10 weeks long break for Samson Dauda. From supplements, from the PEDs, from gear, from everything. Now the Arnold loss, that was a big blow for Samson Dauda and his reputation. But as a Miss Olympia champion, he handled that pretty damn well. And it was a risk that Samson took, and the result just wasn't what he was aiming for. But I have got to say mad respect for him putting his name out there, because nobody did what Samson Dauda did in the past 2 decades. At this point, I'm kind of sure that Sergio Oliva Jr. is either posting all progress pictures to keep an element of surprise, or he's kind of behind the schedule, if in fact he has committed to doing this upcoming FIBO Germany. Now on the flip side, you have to agree with his point, which is valid, that it doesn't really matter how an athlete looks, how a bodybuilder looks like, even 24 hours before the show. What truly matters, that is the stage time. And we just witnessed that at this past Arnold from Derek Linsford, who looked like he wasn't even gonna be in shape based on his 4 weeks out updates. But the man absolutely smashed that prep. So Stefan, who is the coach of Sergio Oliva Jr. right now for this prep, he's calling all the shots. And Sergio is executing that plan to the dot. So the lines on the side of his legs, they're coming in very nicely. And Sergio has this reputation that he always looks very good leading into the show. But what we are getting to see at this point right now for this prep, he must be looking a lot bigger in person. Because every single person says this about Sergio, that the pictures and the videos just do not do him any justice on how big and massive he truly is. And looking at this most recent update, he is just shy of 290 pounds, and FIBO is now less than 4 weeks away. So this year is gonna tell us where Sergio's career is taking him as an IFB pro, as the man is now 40 years old, and without applying any filters here, this most likely is gonna be his last chance to prove it to the entire bodybuilding world that he can compete with the best of the best in the world by qualifying for the Olympia. Now it is gonna be very interesting this upcoming season for Sergio, as he hasn't competed with many of these pros ever before. So Martin Fitzwater is playing the game of pure shadow mode right now. He has gone into that Dorian Yates style prep for this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro. The only updates that we are getting to see here, they are from 16 weeks out, or maybe 12 weeks out. No recent updates have been given, but Fuad had an inside scoop, who did saw some recent pictures from Martin Fitzwater, and he was extremely impressed. And yes, I know these guys are on the same team, but do not forget, we are talking about a guy who is currently top 4 in the world, and even this 12 weeks out update, that makes it pretty clear that Martin did put on plenty of good size during that short off season that he had after Prague Pro last year.
But Martin has also put on a lot of size. Like, he showed me some progress photos from Detroit to now. He's a completely different bodybuilder.
I know, it's crazy.
So he looks more or less in that same condition as he was last year at 12 weeks out. But he looks way bigger right now, and that too everywhere, except for his waistline. And the difference between his weight last year versus this year, that might be just a few pounds, but Martin has those top tier aesthetics, and that is gonna make him appear a lot bigger on the stage. So Martin Fitzwater is such a dangerous athlete, and the reason behind that is, the man is just so damn complete from every angle. He isn't even missing a single body part. He has that unbelievable shape, one of the best looking quads from the front because of the insertions, and Martin is gonna make sure he doesn't compromise his symmetry while chasing size, because that is the biggest mistake we have seen these IFB pros make. That just totally ruins their physiques.
I mean, beside possibly the last New York Pro, my waist is pretty damn good on stage. So let them talk. All I do is prove people wrong. It's nothing new to me.
Let's take a look at the 8 weeks out physique update from the mutant Nick Walker. So the confidence that he was lacking last year during his Olympia prep, that is now fully back. And from what it seems like, Nick Walker must be feeling unstoppable because everything is coming together so well. And I have got to say, Nick Walker has got no chill when it comes to those arms. And maybe the arms are getting just too big, but for Nick, it's not about having the perfect balance. He's gonna outmuscle and try and overwhelm all these guys for this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro stage with his sheer size and his mass and his freak factor. And I have got to say, this is one hell of a physique update from the mutant.
Can Nick get past Martin? And if he does, where does he stand at the Olympia? Is he 4th? Is he Martin's spot? Or is he moved up? Or is he less?
So does it look like that Nick Walker is doing 20 pounds plus compared to his last prep, which was the New York Pro? Well, we do not know for sure. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter at what weight Nick Walker steps on stage. Whatever that may be, he has to be at his all-time best to beat a very fresh guy, a very young guy like Martin Fitzwater. And the fans on both sides, they are already going crazy on who's gonna come out on top. Now it is so great that Nick Walker is sticking to his friends, him and his coach Kyle. They're just all looking to fix his shape. They are trying to show up like the Olympia 2022, which allowed Nick Walker to place top 3 in the world. Now I wish Nick would have posted the full update with the quads. If we put that front double biceps from both Nick and Martin and compare them, then I have got to say Martin isn't playing around. So this probably is gonna be one of the most difficult shows to call. And by no means, this is gonna be an easy win for either of these guys. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.